Alright, let's dive into a story that's been making waves recently. A 9-year-old boy in New Jersey was left asleep on a school bus and ended up wandering a bus yard alone. Now, on the surface, this might sound like a straightforward oversight, but personally, I think this story is a goldmine for unpacking some bigger issues in school transportation and child safety. What makes this really interesting is how it highlights the gaps in systems we assume are foolproof. I mean, we trust schools and districts to keep our kids safe, right? But this incident raises a deeper question: how often do these kinds of lapses happen, and why aren't they caught sooner? First, let's break down what happened. The boy, who has ADHD, fell asleep on the bus during his morning ride to summer school. Now, here's where things get messy. The bus arrived at the depot, and somehow, no one noticed a sleeping child in the back. In my opinion, this isn't just a mistake, it's a systemic failure. I get it, buses are busy, and drivers have a lot on their plates, but isn't the whole point of having a driver and an aide to ensure every kid gets off safely? What many people don't realize is that these protocols are only as good as the people following them. If you take a step back and think about it, this could have been prevented with a simple check of the bus before parking it. Now, let's talk about the kid's experience. He woke up alone, figured out how to open the bus door, and started wandering the yard. A detail I find fascinating is how he stayed calm and even tried to act brave. I mean, this is a 9-year-old we're talking about. What this really suggests is that kids are often more resilient than we give them credit for, but they shouldn't have to be in these situations in the first place. It's a testament to his courage, but it's also a glaring reminder of how vulnerable they can be. What if he hadn't found a district employee? What if someone with ill intentions had found him first? This could have easily turned into a nightmare. The mother's reaction is another layer to this story. She's rightfully upset, calling the incident unacceptable, and I couldn't agree more. From my perspective, this wasn't just a one-off mistake, it's a symptom of a larger issue. She mentioned that the summer program was supposed to help her son get comfortable with riding the bus before the new school year. Now, after this, how is he supposed to feel safe? This raises a deeper question about trust. Parents trust schools to prioritize safety, but when incidents like this happen, it shakes that foundation. What this really suggests is that districts need to reevaluate their training and accountability measures. It's not enough to say, we have protocols. Those protocols need to be followed consistently. One thing that immediately stands out is the lack of response from the district. As of the report, they hadn't commented on the situation. Personally, I think silence in these moments only makes things worse. If you're a district, own up to the mistake, apologize, and outline steps to prevent it from happening again. That's how you rebuild trust. But radio silence? It just looks like they're trying to sweep it under the rug. In my opinion, this is a missed opportunity to show accountability and leadership. Lastly, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. This isn't an isolated incident. Stories like this pop up across the country, and it's a wake-up call for all of us. We need to ask, are our school transportation systems as safe as we think they are? What measures are in place to ensure every child is accounted for? And more importantly, why does it take a scary incident like this for us to start asking these questions? If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just about one kid or one district, it's about reevaluating the systems we rely on to keep our children safe. So, here's my closing thought: while I'm relieved this story had a relatively happy ending, it's a stark reminder that we can't take safety for granted. We need to demand better from our schools and districts, and we need to stay vigilant. Because at the end of the day, one lapse is one too many. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. How would you feel if this happened to your child? And what changes do you think need to be made to prevent this from happening again?